We call him the Father of Liberty. But in 1791, George Washington was quietly breaking the law. He wasn't smuggling tea or fighting redcoats. He was smuggling human beings out of Pennsylvania just to keep them enslaved. The history books call them heroes. The records tell a different story. Growing up, we are fed a very specific diet of American history. It's a story of flawless giantsmen in powdered wigs who sat in a hot room in Philadelphia and divinely inspired the concept of freedom. We learn about the cherry tree. We learn about the kite and the key. We learn about life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. But history is rarely a fairy tale. The men who crafted the most soaring ideals of human rights were also deeply entrenched in the very systems those ideals should have destroyed. There were wealthy elites, slaveholders, and politicians who compromised their own morals for power. Today on Boring History Lab, we aren't here to tear down statues. We're here to look them in the eye. We are digging into the private letters, the ledger books, and the forgotten laws to answer the uncomfortable question: are the Founding Fathers heroes, hypocrites, or something far more complicated? The central paradox of American history is etched in ink on parchment. All men are created equal. When Thomas Jefferson wrote those words in 1776, roughly 1/5 of the colonial population was enslaved. That is nearly 500,000 people who were legally considered property, not men. It is easy for us, sitting here in the 21st century, to say, well, that was just the times. But that's a lazy argument. The truth is, they knew it was wrong. They talked about it constantly. Take Patrick Henry, the man who famously shouted, "Give me liberty or give me death." He wrote in a private letter that slavery was repugnant to humanity. He admitted it was evil. And yet, he continued to own slaves until the day he died. Why? Because, as he put it, of the general inconvenience of living without them. Asterisk. This is the challenge we face. These men weren't ignorant. They were economically addicted. The wealth of the Founding Fathers and the fragile economy of the new nation was built on the backs of enslaved labor. To abolish slavery would have meant financial ruin for themselves and arguably the collapse of their fragile coalition against Britain. Asterisk. Asterisk. So they made a choice. They chose to fight for political freedom from a king, while actively suppressing personal freedom for hundreds of thousands of people. They built a house of liberty on a foundation of bondage. And as we're about to see for men like Washington, Jefferson, and Franklin, that contradiction wasn't just political, it was deeply personal.